do kind of a little personal chat video, just to talk about things. But in doing so, I found that it was a bit boring. So I decided that I needed to do something in conjunction with chatting with you. So we can have our chat and our talk, and I'll just chat to you about a couple different things. And at the same time, I decided that I'm going to have a bowl of water here. I'm just going to wash my hands. It's always a nice sound, I think. And hopefully I can get that to come across on the camera. And I'm actually going to move it just a little bit closer. So bear with me. There we go. I have this glass bowl here. I picked the glass bowl purposely. It's a rainy day and a cloudy day, so there's not a lot of light coming in the house, so hopefully there's not too much reflection coming off of it. So I'm just going to wash my hands while I speak, and I'll just chat about silly stuff. The first thing I'm going to chat about, I went to a confirmation today, and I realized after I got everything set up that I was just still in my clothes that I wore to the confirmation, which didn't really go well with washing one's hands and possibly getting all wet, but I figured I would just roll up my sleeves and we'd all be good. Another thing I noticed is that this scarf around my neck, I noticed that in several of my videos that I actually have a scarf around my neck. And whether anybody really cares or not, it's just something that I noticed, so I figured I'd mention it. That they're not a staple in my wardrobe. I do like them, and I do wear them periodically, but I don't wear them 7 days a week like it kind of looks like in my videos. This one I wanted to wear this red sweater to the confirmation, but I just wanted to dress it up a little bit more, jazz it up a little bit more, whatever you want to say. I guess for a confirmation it would be dress it up a little bit more. So I just threw this scarf on, and like I said prior to getting ready for this video, I didn't bother to change. So that's my little story. So that was this morning. The confirmation was this morning and lasted the whole ceremony. Everything after lasted till about 2 o'clock this afternoon. I've never done a water video or anything like this, so we'll see how it comes out. Just gonna wet my hands a little bit. I have 2 things here. I have an oatmeal and almond soap, and I also have a gel. Trying to decide which one I'm going to use. don't know if I can get you to see it because this bowl is in the way, but this is actually called Amazing Grace, and it's by Philosophy. When Philosophy makes products, they put kind of a little right here on everything that they make, body-wise, anyways. A little inspirational message. This one says, "Life is a classroom. We are both student and teacher. Each day is a test, and each day we receive a passing or failing grade in one particular subject. Grace in one particular subject. Grace." Okay, that makes more sense. Grace is compassion, gratitude, surrender, faith, forgiveness, good manners, reverence, and the list goes on. My grandmother had a lot of grace. One of the most graceful people that I believe has walked this earth. She was a wonderful, wonderful lady. And yes, she had a lot of grace. And I don't say that just because she was my grandmother. Let's see, where was I? Reverence, and the list goes on. Being the smartest, the prettiest, the most talented, the richest, or even the poorest can't help being a humble person. It's a little dark in here because I don't have any lights on, and like I said, it's a dreary day. So I'm missing the commas here. Let me go backwards. And the list goes on. Being the smartest, the prettiest, the most talented, the richest, or even the poorest can't help. Being a humble person can, and being a helpful person can guide you through your days with grace and gratitude. Plus, I had to keep turning the bottle to get to all the words. So they put things like that on every bottle of product that they have, which is interesting. I have a few of their products, so each one says something different. So just putting a little bit on my hands. So, let's see. Yesterday, and I'm going to try and make this so that you can hear these noises. Yesterday I had a meeting, and it was in a different city. And in this area, it wasn't out of state per se, but in this area, the cities are rather dense, and the road structure is very old, meaning are set up and the streets are ridiculous, for less of a better word, or lack of a better word. The road structure still kind of mirrors what it was many, many, many years ago. And adding everything that they have over the years and not changing certain areas makes it almost virtually impossible to get from point A to point B. So I'm looking for the building that has my meeting in it. And needless to say, I became completely lost. Even my GPS was lost. It kept telling me to go down certain streets, and then it would tell me recalculating, even though it had just told me to go down that street. So I was just going around in circles, basically, it seemed like. Turning down one street, turning down another. I knew that I was, and this is common in this area, I knew that I was probably not even a mile from my destination. But getting there was a different story. So in this process of trying to get to my meeting and out, as you will hear, I made about 3 illegal U-turns. I had no choice. So I finally found the building after I passed it and made illegal U-turn number 1 and went back to it. And I pulled into the parking lot only to find that it was completely full. And there was a person behind me. And there was only one entrance and exit to this parking lot. So the way you came in is the way you have to go out. And there was no place to turn around. So once this person behind me figured out what was going on, they had to back out of the parking lot, as did I. We both backed all the way out of the parking lot, and I realized there were 2 other parking lots across the street. So I pulled into the first one, only to find that the person that was just behind me and stuck in the other parking lot had taken the last spot. You have to laugh at it. So I pulled out of that parking lot and went to parking lot number 3 and finally found a space there after having to call to say I was going to be a little bit late. So I got to my meeting and all went well. I'm going to dry my hands off for this right now. All went well, and on the way back when I left, I could not find the highway to get home. So again, driving in circles, my Garmin GPS doing the same exact thing, telling me to turn down one street, then telling me to recalculate. So I ended up pulling out my iPhone. This is the oatmeal and almond soap. So I'm going to start with that. So I pulled out my iPhone. I love these soaps. They're so soft. pull out my iPhone to look at Google Maps and hope that Google could help me. So, at which point I made illegal U-turn number 2. And finally, with a little help from Google Maps, no thanks to my GPS, that's for sure, my car GPS, I found the highway, but there were 2 streets to get onto it, one right next to the other. So I pulled down the wrong street and was not headed onto the highway. I was headed to God knows where. So a legal turn number 3 came in, and I turned back around and went down the correct street finally. And finally made it onto the highway. And on my way home. Good thing there were no law enforcement officials around, i.e. policemen, because I certainly wouldn't have wanted to get pulled over at that point. I probably would have just told them to fix their streets. Oh, no, I wouldn't have. So anyways, that's why I don't live in that area, because I'd probably need my ASMR videos in the car to keep me calm and during the stress and chaos of all the traffic and ridiculous ways of having to get places. I'm sure once you've lived there for a while, you get very used to what you need to do, but I'm sure that doesn't change the fact that it can take 5 times as long to get from point A to point B than it should, maybe even longer. So, I live more in the outskirts, but it's there for when you want to do something fun, go to a sporting event or out to dinner, or not that we don't have a lot of restaurants and stores around here, but if you want to go into the city, it's accessible. And we also have public transportation if you want to use that. So if you happen to be going somewhere that that helps you with. So that was my day, my morning. But then after the meeting and getting lost, I got to come home, which was nice. And it was Friday, so that was even nicer. Bubbles. So once I got home, I just lit some candles for relaxation's sake, and put on my comfy clothes and put my hair up in a clip, and that was that. is my bit of chatter for right now. I hope that you were able to hear some of these sounds of washing. I'm going to grab another towel just to dry my hands off. For the rest of tonight, I'm just getting some lotion for my hands. For the rest of tonight, I don't know what I'm going to do. This is Burt's Bees body butter, and that's what I'm going to use on my hands right now. It's raining out, so maybe I'll just cozy in for the night. I really don't feel like going out in the rain and all that stuff tonight, so. And, sounds like a good idea. So I think I'll stay in, and it can just keep raining outside. So I hope you enjoyed this little chat and just a little personal chat about my day. And I hope that you were able to hear some of the, I'll move this over, some of the sounds